That's not who a mother makes. The biology and the procreative capacity or the presence of children does not a mother make. I remember when I met Oprah, and Oprah was hesitant to do any sort of highlight on parenting, and I asked her why, and she said, because I'm not a mother and people will slaughter me for daring to talk about children. And I said to her, because you're thinking of the mother as this role and as a biological function and as the actual mother of actual children. This does not a mother make. She is, I told her, the mother of them all, in fact, because the mothering of her nature, the mothering of her being has mothered us all. So happy Mothering Day. Happy Mothering Day. So what does it mean to enter the mothering capacity? It means that each one of us, fathers, men, brothers, non-mothers, every living sentient being has the capacity to mother. Therefore, it is not about the mother, the biological mother, it is about mothering. And mothering means the capacity to blossom, caretake, and nurture life. So the first mother is life itself, is the earth, is nature. That's what we should be really commemorating, because every one of us is a child of that. To mother, to enter the mothering capacity is to truly see that all are our children. All are interconnected. Every human, every sentient being, grasshopper, bird, sparrow, swan, woodpecker, is therefore a mother, because in each of our ways we are mothering. We are mothering, and the only way to really awaken is to awaken the mothering function. So happy Mothering Day, Amina, yes. So it's a mothering. It's not about the mother. You see, the mother is the role. The mother is, oh, I had children. The mother is the ego. Mothering is the soul, is the spirit, is the actual capacity, the interconnection with life. And each one of us needs to be mothering. Each human is mothering and needs to be mothering. And when we are mothering, we are of life itself, of Gaia herself, of earth herself, of what interweaves us. But when I say I'm a mother, I often tell many parents in conscious parenting, love your children less. Yes? Please be less of a parent. The best parents are aunts, grandmothers, teachers, tutors, coaches. They're the best mothers and fathers. Why? Because they're not caught up in this role of mother. They're not caught up in the ego of mother. And to be less of a mother and to be more mothering now shifts the focus of the ego of the mother to the soul of the mother, which is her mothering. And then she realizes that everyone is mothering, especially her children. Her children are mothering her. The mother is not without the children. The children is mothering her. So don't you, when you're out there without a child right now, don't be longing to become a mother. Long to be in the mothering capacity to your plants, to your dogs, to your neighbors, to life. How are you mothering today? It's not about mothering your children only, right? That's what makes you a mother. But to be in the mothering is now you're with all of life itself. Mother is ego, mother is role, mother is limited. It's like wife, right? Be my husband, be my wife. What are these roles? What does it mean? When a man says to his wife, you're not a good wife. What is a wife? And wifedom and husbandry, it's part of raising cattle. The whole notion of the wedlock, right? You lock it in and then you become a parent. And parenting then becomes about the ego, as I write about. So these roles and labels are about locking ourselves into a function. But the function is limited to the ego. And the minute you limit the function to the ego, oh, I'll be a mother when I have children, you fail to realize what is the soul of the mother. And the soul of the mother is her mothering. And once you understand that it's the mothering capacity that we need. We don't need more mothers because we don't need more children. The earth is overpopulated, right? Of course, there's vast expanse of uninhabited earth. That's not the point. But wherever there is dense population, it's overly dense. We don't need more children. We need more mothering, right? Don't have children for your ego. Enter the mothering. So when we are in the mothering, then we are first realizing that we are interconnected, because everyone is in their mothering to some degree or the other. Everyone is trying to give life. Everyone is sustaining life. Everyone is keeping life. Even the most selfish narcissist is mothering himself, right? Just himself at a very primitive level, because the narcissist hasn't realized that mothering is for all, no matter what creed, no matter what color, no matter whose child. When I wrote my book, The Awakened Family, I was resistant to, let me get the book, hold on. Where is it? When I wrote my book, The Awakened Family, I was resistant to the title because I didn't want to give an idea of family as being this nuclear family. I didn't like this notion of my family versus your family. And I explain inside that the family is not about my name, my role, my legacy, my little clan. Family is the entire interconnected species, and to be awakened means to go beyond your micro role and your micro family to the family, right? So sometimes my daughter will be in a bad mood and it'll conflict with, say, a talk like this. And sometimes I'll have to ask myself, do I do this talk or do I take care of my kid? And of course, I have to take care of her first. But I always remember, she is just one of my mothering capacities. But this teaching that I do, or my other work, has me doing other mothering. And I can only spend so much time on this. I have to do mothering in general. I have to mother myself. Right? So it's not just the interlocking of you and yours. It's the entire globe is to be mothered. Not by each one of us. We don't have the onus. But that needs to be our attitude. That needs to be our soul. That needs to be our way. And of course, the first person we have to awaken to mother is ourselves. And that means to mother yourself, man or woman, male or female, gay or straight. To mother yourself means you have to heal yourself. What that means is you have to take out all the barriers of your false conditioning. You have to truly go within to the legacies left behind from your childhood, and piece by piece begin to ask, what have been my false belief systems? My false belief systems that I am not worthy, that I am not significant, that I am not enough, that I need to do more, that I need to be nice at the cost of myself. I need to abnegate who I am in order to be approved. I need to be validated. I need people to see how successful I am. I need to be beautiful. I need to be wealthy. All these false belief systems create wounds in us. We cannot mother ourselves if we believe these things. So to mother ourselves means to go beyond these constructs, to go beyond these limiting wounds that we have inside us, and to take what culture has given us step by step by step and piece it apart, because they are all lies. They are all lies. And as you begin to mother yourself, part of that is you create boundaries. You pull out the weeds in your life. You learn to say no. You learn to take a no. You learn to give a no. No is as much part of mothering as saying yes. Because to mother yourself, you need to have both connection and containment. You need to have connection and containment. You need to have resources for yourself. So mothers, the role of mother typically, and women typically, give of ourselves till we become invisible. We're like transparent paper, reflecting the image of everyone around us. Because we have been conditioned to be nice, conditioned to abnegate, to abduct ourselves, to give up ourselves. I call it the royal heist, right? We have been stolen from by the conditioning of a patriarchal culture. So women especially don't know how to mother. We know how to be a mother, but mothering is different. Mothering is honoring the life force within. Mothering is trusting this surge of connectivity. The mothering means to focus on the abundance of the earth and the abundance of each other. Mothering is different than being a mother. Being a mother is to be in control. To be a mother is to be in fear. To be a mother is to wreck your kids with anxiety. Mothering means to blossom them, is to sow their seeds and to release them. Mothering is not hovering. Mothering is not controlling. Mothering is not over emphasizing your dictatorship. Mothering is different than being a mother. When I'm a mother, I suck. I am controlling, I'm nagging, I'm fear-based. That's why I tell people, don't be a mother. That's why I tell people the grandmothers are better, the teachers are better, the coaches are better. But when I am mothering, then I shift from my ego and I enter another stream of consciousness. I now become part of Gaia herself. I become part of life herself. Now I realize, she doesn't belong to me. In fact, she is mothering me and we're mothering each other. So there is no more pretense of my hierarchy, of my superiority, of my persona. I'm releasing that in favor of mothering. But when I'm a mother, I want a Mother's Day card. I want a rose. I want a smoothie. I want love. I want my child to post on Instagram, look at my mother, because I'm in my ego. And how many of you have been upset with your children when all you get is some scrappy, thank you? You want an ode. You want a eulogy. You want a poetry, at least. You don't want some rotted looking fruit for your breakfast. You're like, oh, thank you so much. But in your head, you're like, what is this? After all I do for you, after all I sacrifice for you. You see, because the role of mother is wanting feedback. The role of mother wants validation because it's a role. All our roles, husband, wife, daughter, son, sister, friend, all of that is caught up in ego. At the core, all of them should have only one functioning, which is mothering, and to be of the mothering nature, where you birth, you blossom, you nurture, you caretake, but you also shed, you also let go, you also die, you also release. You see how nature is? Nature is mothering, but nature doesn't cling, nature doesn't control, nature releases. The wind can take the leaf anywhere it likes. The tree doesn't cry. No, wind, don't do that. We have forgotten how to be mothering. Our egos are so big that we want to be the mother. We want our little family, we want our little husband and our little cozy marriage, and we stay in the little box of the roles and the conventions. And those who are not, the 42-year-old non-mother, we look at her with such pity and we say, so sad. And I look at her and I go, there is nothing missing from your life. Nothing. You are so blessed that you didn't take on another role of artifice and ego, that you're staying in your power and you're choosing to be in your presence, and you are mothering, right? Now, I don't advocate that we stay apathetic and we just simply be single and self-absorbed. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking on a role that is an artifice, that is simply for the role because you like to be married with your big diamond ring. So this is about moving away from roles, moving away from the ego, moving away from my title, me. I sent my daughter a note. I'm sure many of you mothers, they send your children a text or a note. And I thanked her for allowing me to understand that I can be mothering. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give. Thank you for allowing me to teach others what I've learned from you. Thank you. Right? That's all I said to her. I'm not expecting anything today at all, because I literally do not look at myself as a mother. So therefore she has to do nothing for me. I am in the mothering capacity, and I said thank you to my biggest mother. She's my biggest mother in terms of mothering me. Right? Who mothers us more really in mothering than our children, if we choose to look at it that way? So part of this is looking at our children, looking at parenting, looking at every moment as a mothering moment. Every moment in life is here to mother you. It is. It's just your decision to see it like that or not. So even when life takes away from you and you feel like it's wretched, like right now in COVID, we feel like we have been deprived, we have been taken from, we feel disadvantaged, disempowered, because that's a choice we're making. We're entering our ego and we enter fear. We can make another choice, which is to be in mothering. The mothering is never taken away. Even right now in COVID, we can be in mothering. So the question is, how are you going to be mothering today? Who are you going to be mothering today? What in you are you going to be mothering? What beautiful capacity, quality are you going to be mothering within you today? Right? This is a daily act of cultivating the mothering. Right? You don't have to be a pregnant bellied mother to be a mother. Right? And similarly, the mother of 6 children could not be mothering any of them. Because mothering is the spirit of life-giving, of understanding we are part of the whole interconnected earth. And there is no one separate. So if you have any ideas of hierarchy, separation, I'm lesser than, then you are not in mothering. So part of mothering is going back to those belief systems. I'm worthless, I'm not good enough, I need to be, I should be, I'm not perfect, I can't fail, this is bad, this is good. All those belief systems that we were raised with that are false, all those faulty conditionings, we need to now go back and heal those. And COVID is offering us an opportunity to look at our institutions, to look at our messages, and realize that we are living in falsity. We have been living in delusion, caught up in grades, caught up in progress, caught up in success and achievement. And everything is now at a standstill because all of that was taking us down the wrong path. Now, of course, we're going to forget and go right back. Of course we are. But we have a choice. And we have a choice to go back out there in a different way. We have a choice, but we can only make that choice when we rise up to being our own mother. You have to first be in the mothering for yourself. If you are not in mothering for yourself, you will forever live with expectation from the outside world. You are your greatest project. You are your greatest choice. You are your first choice. There is no other choice besides you. If you do not mother the parts within you that need mothering, you will not be able to enter any sort of caregiving for the outside world. The greatest compassion is self-compassion. The greatest care is self-care. The greatest mothering is self-mothering. So to mother yourself means to look at your parts of yourself that have been besieged by false messaging of lack and fear, and undo those and heal those. And the way to heal those is by undergoing a quest. You can take a course, you can learn meditation. I have both. You can truly go on a journey to now heal the parts of you that are broken and are controlled by others. A lot of you is controlled by others. The economy, your religion, your relationship, your children, your desires to be something else. You are controlled. And as long as we are controlled by something on the outside, we cannot be mothering. You see, to be in mothering means to be healing, to be growing, to be blossoming, to be harvesting. And as long as we're craving on the outside, we're not understanding we are the life givers. There is no life giver outside. There is no permission giver on the outside. I know many of you listening right now live in fear, live under control, either of an economy or of the future or of your partners or your parents. Somebody is controlling you. There is nobody here that hasn't been or is being controlled by fear. So I know this because I speak to people every single day for 25 years now. So I've seen myself be controlled by others and by fear. Others and the fear of losing them or losing money or losing status. We are predicated on fear. Fear is on one side, mothering is on the other. To switch from fear into mothering means to switch from apathy, dependency, helplessness, craving, longing, into this attitude, this spirit of I am the giver. I am the co-creator. I am the life nurturer. I am it. Not the economy. The economy can never mother me. My husband can never mother me. My father can never. My mother can barely mother me. Nobody, because the mothering is what you decide is going to occur from within. And when you enter the mothering within, then you see the mothering without, because you are healing within. But if you don't activate this, that I am my own mother, today I am my own mother, what does that mean? And it means to heal my own inner children. All my inner wounds have to be healed by me. There is nobody on the outside who can heal me. I can be inspired by different teachers. I can read some amazing books. But I have to be mothering every single day. So waking up to that power that I can mother myself. I am mothering. Every moment of my life is a cultivation of mothering. How can I be in mothering right now? And you enter that, but when you enter that, be careful. Because when you enter that, you're declaring that you are sovereign, you are autonomous. You're cutting the cord from dependency to the outside world. You're claiming, owning, taking back your power and saying, okay, I will do my own mothering from now on. If I lose my job, I will mother a new creative project. If I lose this relationship, I will remother. Mothering never stops. It's abundantly replenishing like the earth itself. Not here, here. Not here, there. Right? Constantly adaptive. Mothering is a constantly rejuvenating process. The trees never stop mothering. Nature never stops mothering. The sky never stops mothering. The sun never stops mothering. Only we humans stop. You know why? Because we don't enter mothering. We are in the ego of the transaction. You give me, I give you. You give me, I give you. So I'm not giving. I stop giving till you give me. So I stop. Now I'm not saying not to have boundaries. Boundaries is very different. Boundaries is saying this path is no longer for me. But it's not a standstill paralysis. I go to another path. I go somewhere else. I reimagine. I rebirth. Rebirthing is the mothering. It's not apathy and going, that's it. It's never ever becoming the rock in the river. It's the river going around the rock, right? To another way, another mothering new, right? You leave one relationship, what's the big deal? Okay, we mother a new one. If this career didn't work, okay. That was your attachment to that role, to that identity. We mother anew. You are constantly capable of replenishing. The only reason you don't know how to replenish is because you have not been in mothering function. You have been in ego, in fear, in lack. You've been conditioned and you have decided that you are whatever that career was. You are whatever that relationship was. And you're like, I can't move out of it. I'm stuck. Right? And when we get stuck in fear, we crumble. You know, it's so hard that it doesn't move. Mothering is constant movement, constant fluidity, constantly changing form. Because mothering understands, I'm not attached. I'm not attached. So birds, for example, right? Look how they're in mothering. Do they only go to one tree? Really? Do they only like one leaf? Or do they constantly move? This weather, that weather, this food, that food. Animals are constantly, non-human animals, are constantly moving, constantly in mothering. They're constantly interconnected with the earth because they're never stuck. And we, with the Industrial Revolution and the Agricultural Revolution, began getting stuck. We stopped being nomadic. We stopped traveling the earth. We began storing and hoarding and accessing and padding. And now when we're padded, we're scared, so we buy guns and then we shoot them, and then we have laws, then we have jails, it's like on and on and on, because we're not living on the earth. We're not connected to the earth. As we progressed, we devolved. We went further and further and further away from mothering. But nature is constantly on the move. On the move. Really? There's no food here? We go here. No here? There. That tree. Those berries. Those grasshoppers. We're going to eat grasshoppers today. We're going to eat berries today. We're going to forage for a different kind of beetle nut today. It's constant creativity, constant replenishment, constant movement, adaptation. But only humans, you see, because we have been hoarding and getting stuck in our egos. I am that. So when that is gone, you're nothing. But this is not mothering. Mothering is constantly creative, constantly birthing, constantly moving. Okay, you don't like me? Okay, no problem. I move. You're not okay with me? I move. And in that movement of honoring the self is the boundary. Boundaries are not creating walls. Boundaries are going, oh, you're not meant for me. I move. But no resentment, no hurt, no apathy, no anger, no antipathy. You're like, okay, I move. And that's the mothering, right? But we get so angry because the attachment of that label, I am, that whatever that gets taken away, your job, your career, your money, and that's happening right now. And we paralyze because we don't understand we can enter mothering. Mothering, move, adapt, fluid, let go. You're constantly in the now. And when you're in the now, you're constantly new. You're constantly mothering. If you want to meditate with me, I'm going to be meditating at 1 p.m. Eastern on another page, facebook.com/groups/get superpowered. And join my website, join my newsletter. All my courses are 50% off right now at a huge discount. So if you want to take your own mothering seriously, you need to heal. You need to learn. You need to grow. So my course, other people's courses, Eckhart Tolle's courses, Brené Brown's courses, I love them all. Just do it already so that we can learn to be fluid and flower wherever we are planted. Thank you, everyone. I will see you when I see you next. Probably tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Happy Mothering Day. The meditation is facebook.com/groups/get superpowered. It'll be saved in the chat. Bye, Instagram.